It's cold and snowy outside, but a warm and vibrant atmosphere inside the historic gym here at St. Joseph High School in Westchester, where tonight it's a Chicago Catholic League crossover game between the Leo Lions and the St. Joseph Chargers. Hello, everybody. I'm Connor Klingon, and thank you for joining me here tonight on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. This should be a good one, folks. The Chargers are coming off a tough loss, really a heartbreaker, at St. Lawrence last Friday night, 84-81, as Isaiah Harvey hit a three with 3 seconds remaining. Really a tough loss for St. Joe's as they tied that game within the final minute after being down by as many as 14. But still, a 5-1 record for the Chargers coming into tonight, squaring off with a 3-2 Leo team. This Leo team has been tested so far this season. They played in the Washington Tournament of Champions, one of the better preseason tournaments in the state of Illinois. There were teams from all around the nation playing in that tournament, and Leo picked up victories against Washington High School, one of the better small-town programs in Illinois, and also picked up a win over Pekin, usually a strong program from downstate, but perhaps their most impressive win of the season came earlier this week when Leo defeated St. Rita by 10 points. Now, they were leading in that game by as many as 20, so a dominant performance in their first CCL game. And Coach Pingatore talked about he saw that as a shocking result. And so the Chargers will have to be ready for a challenge tonight against the Leo Lions. Before tonight's game, I had a chance to sit down with Coach Gene Pingatore and hear his thoughts on the game against St. Lawrence and, of course, tonight's game against Leo. So here he is, the legendary head coach, Gene Pingatore. All right, we're here with St. Joseph head coach Gene Pingatore. Coach, obviously you've had a lot of games on the road so far this season, a tournament at St. Charles East, then an away game last Friday at St. Lawrence. How's it feel to be back home here in Westchester?
It's always good to be home.
No doubt about it.
Home.
And it should be a nice atmosphere here tonight. Already seeing it filling up here at the gym.
Yeah, hopefully. And Leo's a good team. They upset St. Rita at their place last Tuesday, which everyone was sort of surprised at because we knew nothing about Leo. I don't know if we only know enough now, in fact.
Well, we'll get to them a little bit more in a couple of minutes. Certainly a heartbreaking loss last week, 84-81, last-second three-pointer. What was your emphasis in practice this week following your first loss?
Defense. I didn't think we played very well defense, and also handling the press, which should have been automatic. I mean, it's not something we haven't done before. We spent a lot of time on that. The next day, we have practice on Sunday, rather. So they should be better. I mean, I thought that we didn't play well. I thought that I didn't do a good job coaching. I thought I got carried away with other things that happened in the game.
Well, Coach, in that game, John Robinson came off the bench with 11 points. Do you feel like he's established himself in a six-man role, or is that kind of just going to be a night-by-night thing?
No, I mean, he's a backup point guard, and he's going to have to come in many, many different situations the whole year. He's got to learn how to play defense better. Typically, as a sophomore, they don't know enough. I always felt that it takes 2 or 3 years to learn how to play defense the way we want it to be played. So, yeah, he's doing fine. He's progressing.
Well, Jafari Brown, one of your seniors, another 20-plus point performance. What makes him so effective offensively?
Well, he can shoot it, and he uses his bulk to his advantage, especially inside. Gets offensive boards, does well around the basket, but he can also shoot outside. So I think his experience, big time. He knows how to play.
Well, Coach, as you said, a little bit disappointed with the performance, but you guys were down by 14 at one point, had to come back. How impressed were you with the resilience of your team and the courage to come back in that game on the road?
No, I thought that was good. I thought coming back showed a lot of character. I thought the thing that didn't happen, which is always the case if it doesn't happen, is if we had made our free throws, no matter how badly we played, we would have won the game.
Absolutely. Well, moving on to tonight with Leo, They've got a high-scoring guard in Fred Cleveland. He had 32 against St. Rita. How can you contain him defensively?
I'm not sure. I think he's going to get his points. I think we have to do a good job on him to limit his points. But I think we have to do a real good job on the other guys. That's always the case.
Well, I'm getting to the other guys right now. Deshaun Anderson at 6'8", Malcolm Bell at 6'5". You guys may not have the size advantage that you're used to. How are you going to mitigate that and still do well on the glass tonight?
First of all, I didn't know the guy was 6'8".
Well, he's listed at that.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I think we're talking about 3 6'5" kids that we have to deal with. We're not small, and we're physical, so board-wise, I think we should be able to play with them on the board. We need to.
Absolutely. Coach, Malik Anderson back tonight after injury, or is he going to be able to make it?
No, he's not back tonight. Okay. We thought he was going to be, and there was some swelling that we didn't know about after practice yesterday, and we made a decision that we're going to hold him out. Rather do that than lose them the whole year.
Absolutely. Can never be too careful. Last question, Coach. Just your keys to a victory tonight.
Defense, boards, shot selection, and handle their pressure.
And hoping that St. Joseph can do it tonight and get back in the win column.
No question.
Coach, thank you so much for
Thanks,
your time.
Connor. Thank you.
Thanks again to Coach Pingatore for spending some time with me before tonight's game. Again, we apologize for the delay tonight. There was a little bit of a travel issue for Leo getting out here from the city, but the sophomore game went on. Unfortunately, Leo did come away with the victory in that one, but hopefully the result is different here in the varsity. The two teams warming up here inside the gym at St. Joseph High School. Exciting to be here. My first time in the gym here at St. Joseph, and this is, I tweeted this out actually, this is what a high school gym should look like. You have the wood bleachers, kind of the arc ceiling, banners all around. It really is an exciting atmosphere, and I'm really happy to be here, honored to be here, calling St. Joseph Charger basketball as they take on Leo tonight. And speaking of the Chicago Catholic League, a pretty big score update after the first quarter. DePaul Prep leading St. Lawrence 19-17. So St. Lawrence looking to prove that they belong in that upper echelon of CCL teams after their win last Friday night against the Chargers. Of course, everybody knows about the talent DePaul Prep brings to the table every single year, and Leo will be playing DePaul Prep in their next game. A little update on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. I'd just like to let everybody know out there the next two games for the St. Joseph Chargers will not be available on ASN Chicago against Evanston and St. Ignatius on December 15th and 16th. Unfortunately, I will be out of town due to some family events, and hopefully there will be some updates going on in terms of the score, but there will be no broadcast for those two games. So we will be back on Arena Sportsnet Chicago December 22nd for the Chargers game at De La Salle. But tonight, again, a tough test for the Chargers as Leo is at 3-2. Not even really a close game at all against St. Rita. They led that game by 20 points at the end of the third quarter. St. Rita rallied to make it a 10-point game at the end. But Fred Cleveland, this 5'8" guard for the Lions, he's just a junior, he poured in 32 points against St. Rita. That was earlier this week, including hitting 5 3-pointers. So the Chargers have to be able to guard Cleveland from the outside. But Leo provides a threat also on the inside. Deshaun Anderson, he's the person who I was talking to Coach Pingatore, listed at 6'8". He may not actually be there, but there's some size on this team. Malcolm Bell also 6'5", and you could see it in warm-ups. Leo compares pretty well, about even at least, with St. Joseph. And most of the season, the Chargers will have an advantage in terms of size, with Jordan Boyd being at 6'6", Jalen Boyd at 6'4", Jafari Brown at 6'3", but this is a Leo team that should be able to compete with them there. So it's going to be battle on the boards, and Coach Pingatore mentioned that as one of his keys. His number one key was defense. Not happy about the 84 points last week against St. Lawrence, but he believes this St. Joseph team can play better defensively. He emphasized that in practice this week and breaking the press if Leo is to bring that out as well. St. Joseph, again, with a 5-1 record. They won the Ron Johnson Thanksgiving Tournament at St. Charles East, including a win over a ranked St. Charles East team at the time. That put the Chargers into the Chicago Sun-Times top 25, but with the loss last week at St. Lawrence, they fell out of the rankings. So looking to prove their mettle again tonight against Leo with a victory, as the Lions, as I said, that victory over St. Rita really opened up some eyes around the Chicago Catholic League and really around the entire area that this is a Leo team that can compete in this conference. Now, Leo has had some success in the past few years under head coach Sean Frisson. They went to the state championship in Class 1A just 2 years ago. They fell in that game, finishing in second place in 1A. They have been moved up to Class 2A this season, but last year it was a 19-win season. So this is not your typical Class 1A team in the Leo Lions. They're really a juggernaut, and that's why they've been moved up to 2A, where for them it might be a little bit more difficult to make it down to Peoria. St. Joseph, of course, in Class 4A, due to the success rules in the IHSA. Assuming you make it a certain distance in the tournament each year, you will be bumped up, as the Chargers just 3 seasons ago won the state championship in Class 3A, and then in 2016 finished in 4th in 3A. So this season in 4A, that will present a challenge, and the team's still warming up a little bit. Leo going with some dunks in the warm-ups, and both of these teams can fly above the rim at times. We'll see if they're actually able to do it in the game rather than just in warm-ups, but wouldn't be surprised if you see a breakaway tonight if some of these players on either team decides to go for a slam. Jafari Brown, as I mentioned to Coach Pingatore in the interview, really a scoring threat this season, averaging 19.8 points per game. He is the leading scorer for the Chargers. Jordan and Jalen Boyd, the two twin seniors, both averaging 13.8 points per game. Rebounding also a strength for this Chargers team, with the Boyd twins and Jafari Brown as well. But also Chance Aldridge at the point guard spot is averaging over 3 rebounds per game. So that's always an advantage when you have a point guard who can rebound the ball that well. Unfortunately for St. Joseph's, Chance Aldridge got into foul trouble early in the St. Lawrence game, had 2 fouls very quickly in that one, and had to go to the bench and was replaced by John Robinson, who's the backup point guard, just a sophomore. As Coach Pingatore said, still learning, still trying to find his way, especially defensively. But he showed a spark offensively against St. Lawrence, hit a couple of three-pointers on the season. He has made 3 from beyond the arc. The other threat in terms of shooting outside would be Ahmad Muhammad. And on the season, he's 7 of 25 from the three-point line. And at this time, we are going to go to the public address announcer, where we are going to have the opening prayer followed by the national anthem. And thank you to public address announcer Jay Meath, the head baseball coach here at St. Joseph High School, for his work as the public address announcer, leading us in the prayer before the game and then the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. And we are about ready here for tip-off between Leo and St. Joseph. These two teams in a CCL crossover game, as Leo is part of the Chicago Catholic League Red, and St. Joseph is a part of the Chicago Catholic League Blue. Now, the Chargers fell in their first CCL crossover game going against St. Lawrence. Starting lineups being announced for Leo: Jaden Williams at forward, along with Fred Cleveland at a guard. Miles Thomas also in the starting lineup with Malcolm Bell. And then you have the big man, Deshaun Anderson, listed at 6'8". He may be above 6'5". I'd put him at least at 6'6" for sure. He's the tallest player on Leo, definitely. And now we have the starters for your St. Joseph Chargers. Chance Aldridge at point guard. And you have Ahmad Muhammad at the shooting guard spot. And Jalen Boyd at forward for the Chargers. And Jafari Brown, the leading scorer for this St. Joseph team, playing at the forward spot. And then the man in the middle, Jordan Boyd, the senior at 6'6". 5 seniors in the starting lineup. The same starting lineup for every game so far this season for the Chargers. Talked about it earlier in the year with Coach Pingator. He's not really sure if he has had that all-senior starting lineup before, but it's been nice to have it. A lot of experience in this lineup going up against a younger Leo team. You have Fred Cleveland as a junior, Deshaun Anderson also a junior, Miles Thomas a junior, Malcolm Bell the lone senior in the starting lineup for Leo. So 1 senior in the starting lineup for the Lions, 5 for St. Joseph, as we're about ready for the tip between Deshaun Anderson and Jordan Boyd. Fred Cleveland at that point guard spot for Leo. He'll be the matchup for Chance Aldridge. A tough one defensively, as Cleveland poured in 32 against St. Rita, including 5 3-pointers in that game earlier this week. Officials ready here for the tip. Whistle blows. And here it is. And the Chargers come away with it as Ahmad Muhammad was able to come down with it. Gives it over to Jafari Brown. Now it's Jalen Boyd was looking for a pass, and he traveled. Got trapped in the corner there and ended up taking a couple of steps. So a turnover over the Leo Lions. Cleveland will bring it up the floor for the Lions. Over the midcourt stripe to Jaden Williams on the wing. Now they're going down low to Deshaun Anderson, and he puts up a little hook, and it's in. A nice post move early from Anderson, and he has the first 2 points of the ball game with 7:30 to play here in the first quarter. Ahmad Muhammad with it on the right wing. Goes over to Jafari Brown. And Brown lost the basketball. Leo coming with it the other way. Cleveland pushing. Gives it over to Miles Thomas. Now back out Cleveland left corner. Inside Anderson again. Another post move. This one no good. Rebound put back up and in by Malcolm Bell. 4-0 Leo. Less than a minute in the ballgame. And Coach Gene Pingator will call a timeout here early. Not liking the start. 2 turnovers offensively lead to 4 points the other way for Leo. And so far, it seems like the strategy tonight for the Lions will be to go to their big man, Deshaun Anderson. He had 16 points and 17 rebounds against St. Rita earlier this week. But the last time he wasn't able to hit. Offensive rebound, though, by Malcolm Bell, and he was able to score to make it 4-0 Lions. We'll see how the Chargers respond coming out of this timeout. Have to be more careful with the basketball and avoid those turnovers. Ahmad Muhammad will inbound it from the baseline. into Chance Aldridge. Chargers getting some encouragement from the home crowd. Here's Ahmad Muhammad, mid-range jumper, nothing but net there from about the free throw line, making it 4-2. Chargers cut the lead in half. 6:50 to play here, first quarter. Deshaun Anderson with it on the left wing for Leo. He's outside, not comfortable with the ball there. It's stolen by Chance Aldridge right out of his hand, driving to the basket with the right-handed lay-in. It's good, and he ties up the ball game at 4. Anderson has to be more careful with the basketball. Heads-up play there by Chance Aldridge, and then he got the fast break, too. We're tied up at 4, just over 6 minutes to play first quarter. Here's Jaden Williams with it in the left corner. Now to Miles Thomas on the left wing. Right wing Bell. Now Leo working it around the three-point line. Just swinging it around the arc. Now it's Deshaun Anderson with it outside. Again, they don't want him with the ball there. They want to get it to him in the post. Chargers are trying to keep him out of there, and it's stolen away. Jordan Boyd comes away with the steal as they were trying to work it inside to Anderson. But Boyd came away with the steal. Now 2 straight turnovers for Leo. Jafari Brown with it on the right wing outside. Goes into Jordan Boyd, and he traveled as he was trying to do a little head fake with the basketball there and ended up taking a step. 5:41 to play first quarter. We're tied up at 4. Leo had a 4-0 lead early off 2 St. Joe turnovers, but the Chargers have forced a couple of turnovers for Leo, as well as this one's deflected out of bounds, but it will stay with Leo. Malcolm Bell will inbound it for the Lions into Deshaun Anderson, left wing behind the three-point line. Now it's Bell near midcourt, over to Jaden Williams. Bell wide open underneath, and the left-handed lay-in is good to make it 6-4 Leo. Chance Aldridge will bring up the floor, facing pressure from Cleveland defensively. Now it's Jalen Boyd to Jafari Brown, long 2. Off the back iron, offensive rebound, Ahmad Muhammad. Now Chance Aldridge for 3. That's no good. Rebound. And it will go the way of Leo, as there was a nice hustle play there by Jafari Brown trying to save it. Oh, no, they'll actually say it's going to stay with the Chargers here. Looked like initially they signaled it was going to Leo, but it'll stay with St. Joe. Nice hustle there by Jafari. Here's Jalen Boyd trying to make his way in the post. Short jumper, no good. Rebound to the Lions. They lead at 6-4 with just under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Fred Cleveland with it near the midcourt stripe. Gets it to Miles Thomas. Now it's Malcolm Bell, top of the key. Back to Cleveland, working his way on the baseline. Dishes a pass down to Thomas, or rather Jaden Williams with a little hook shot to make it 8-4. Lions, who are showing a little bit of a press right now, but it's a soft press, not putting too much pressure on St. Joseph as Chance Aldridge brings it up the floor for the Chargers. Aldridge stops his dribble, passes it over to Ahmad Muhammad, right wing. Muhammad looking for a screen there, didn't end up getting it. Gives it over to Jalen Boyd. He takes a long 2. That's good, as his foot was just inside the line, but he hit the shot to make it 8-6. Back to a 2-point game, just under 4 to play first quarter. Leo with the early lead here as Fred Cleveland does a nice crossover move, and he was fouled by Chance Aldridge. He got by Aldridge momentarily, and then Aldridge reached in for the foul. That's the first foul on either team so far with 3:43 to play here in the first quarter. Lions get it into Deshaun Anderson. Now it's Malcolm Bell, and he'll hand it off to the point guard, Fred Cleveland, to reset things. Cleveland gets a screen, fakes the jumper. Now he'll take it just inside the three-point arc. No good. Rebound to Malcolm Bell, but he stepped out of bounds. Ball will go back to St. Joe's. Chargers trailing 8-6, 3:28 to play first quarter. It's Chance Aldridge racing up the floor now with Cleveland playing tightly on him. Ball was forced out and stolen away by the Lions. Now they'll try to push it the other way in transition. Cleveland fakes the 3 and then he walks. So it'll go back to the Chargers. I'd have to say both coaches probably a little bit unhappy with the sloppy play thus far. 4 turnovers for Leo already, actually for both teams thus far. And we have played less than 5 minutes in this one. Now some trouble getting the basketball in off the inbounds, and Jalen Boyd able to corral it before it went out of bounds. Now over to Chance Aldridge to Ahmad Muhammad. Fakes the shot. Goes baseline. Now Jafari Brown in the corner. He fakes the shot, drives to the basket, and he's fouled as he goes up. Nearly had a 3-point play there, but his little floater was just a little bit short, so he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Well, thus far on the season, Jafari Brown is 75% from the free throw line. 27 to 36, and he nails the first one. Makes it 8-7, Leo. 3:02 to play here, first quarter. Second free throw from Jafari, also good. Jay Money goes 2 for 2 from the line to tie up the ball game. Here's Fred Cleveland now with it for Leo. Wide open, Miles Thomas. Corner 3 is good. 11-8 Lions. Muhammad facing some pressure, and it's stolen away by Deshaun Anderson. Lions had numbers, but now they'll slow it down. Another turnover for the Chargers. Sloppy start for both teams, and here's Deshaun Anderson cutting to the basket and scoring with the left hand to make it 13-8 Leo. And another steal here. The press causing problems again, and it's an easy 2 points for Malcolm Bell. 15-8 Lions. And this game was tied at 8 just less than a minute ago. Here's Jafari Brown, short jumper, no good. Leo with the rebound, pushing it the other way. 2 minutes to play first quarter. The Lions lead by 7. 7-0 run here for Leo. And now a timeout will be taken. Boy, so just when it looked like St. Joseph had settled things down, Leo comes back with a more aggressive full-court press, and it caused some major problems for St. Joseph. That was a theme last week against St. Lawrence, the turnovers against the press, and it led to some easy buckets for Leo here in this first quarter. 6 turnovers already for the Chargers with just 1:55 to play first quarter. Update on the DePaul Prep and St. Lawrence game, 34-34 at the end of the first half, so that should be another thrilling game. It was a really exciting one last Friday night at St. Lawrence. Unfortunately, St. Joseph came up short in that one, losing 84-81 to the St. Lawrence Vikings. But right now, St. Joseph finds themselves in a hole, trailing 15-8 against Leo with 1:55 to play. First quarter coming out of the timeout. Malcolm Bell will inbound it here for the Lions. Bell with it on the outside. Cross-court pass, nearly stolen away, but Miles Thomas has it. Gives it to Cleveland in the quarter. He faked the 3 and then traveled. That's the second time there that Cleveland has gone for a shot fake and then ended up traveling. But the Lions will go with this full court press as the Chargers have to inbound from the baseline. A man-to-man full court press, unlike the zone press that St. Lawrence ran. As Aldridge brings it up the floor, hands it off to Jafari Brown. Now it's Jalen Boyd with it. Jordan Boyd at the top of the key now, and he has it stolen away. Miles Thomas pushing it forward. Easy with the right-handed lay-in to make it 17-8 Leo. 9-point lead for the Lions and a 9-0 run. 7 turnovers for the Chargers as a reach-in foul is called on Fred Cleveland. Second foul on Leo as a substitute comes on for the Lions. Keyshawn Douglas. Or rather, it's Kendall Anderson. Sophomore at 6'5". Chance Aldridge. Nice pass there as he was driving to the bucket. off to Jordan Boyd, who finishes easily underneath the basket to make it 17-10. Under a minute to play first quarter. Chargers trailing by 7. Deshaun Anderson with it at the top of the key. Gives it back to Anderson. That's Kendall Anderson. Now Fred Cleveland with it. 40 seconds left here in the quarter. You wonder if Leo will try to hold for the last shot. It's quite a ways to go. Instead, they find Deshaun Anderson wide open on the baseline, and he finishes with his left hand to make it 19-10 Lions. 20 seconds to play, first quarter. Here's Jalen Boyd driving to the basket. Finishes with his left hand as he caught that one at the top of the key, then found a wide open lane and an easy 2 points. 10 seconds left in the quarter. 19-12 Leo. They will hold for the last shot of the opening frame here. Cleveland dishes it off to Deshaun Anderson. Reverse lay-in is good, and that will end the quarter with the score. The Leo Lions 21 and the St. Joseph Chargers 12. Leo has come into this gym and really silenced the St. Joseph crowd here early. Chargers looking to bounce back after the loss last week against St. Lawrence, but turnovers, once again a problem against that full court press. 7 of them in that first quarter for St. Joseph. Have to be able to cut down on that. Although unlike the first quarter last week against St. Lawrence, the Chargers are not in foul trouble. Only 1 foul in that first quarter for St. Joe's, but 2 committed by Leo. This game was tied up at 8, but to end the quarter, a 13-4 run by the Lions puts them up by 9 points. As we're about ready to begin this second quarter here from St. Joseph. Good crowd on hand. Scoring for Leo, Deshaun Anderson with 8 points, Malcolm Bell with 6, and then also Miles Thomas with 5 points for the Lions. Leo will start with possession here in the second quarter. Kendall Anderson will inbound it from midcourt. Couple of subs came on for Leo as Caleb Drumgoogle is now into the game. Here's Fred Cleveland with it. Dish it off for the corner to Jaden Williams. Now back out to Cleveland on the wing. Cleveland with a little runner. No good. Rebound battled for, and Jordan Boyd comes away with it. Now Ahmad Muhammad will bring it up the floor. Muhammad at the top of the key. Over to Jordan Boyd. Now Chance Aldridge, long 2. No good. Rebound Lions. Fred Cleveland brings it up the floor. And offensive foul. Legal screen there. Called on Deshaun Anderson, his first foul. 3rd on Leo as a team. Well, if Anderson got in foul trouble, that could be big, as he will now head to the bench with that 1 foul. Aldridge over to Jafari Brown with it on the left wing. Back out to Chance, top of the key. Now Ahmad Muhammad right wing to Jalen Boyd. Shot fake, trying to drive into a crowd of Leo defenders, and he was fouled as he went up. Foul was charged to Caleb Drumgoogle. His first, team's 4th. So it'll be 2 free throws for Jalen Boyd, and that's good news for the Chargers, as he is the best free throw shooter on the team. Makes the first one with ease. Coming into tonight, Jalen Boyd at 90% from the charity stripe, 19 of 21, make it now 20 of 22 on the season. Here's the second one. Also good to make it 21-14. Chargers trail by 7. Here with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Fred Cleveland over to Drumgoogle on the right wing. Now Bell over to Kendall Anderson. Now Kevin Drumgoogle with it. Back to Caleb Drumgoogle. A couple of brothers on this Leo squad. And that's also the case for St. Joseph. As now Fred Cleveland with it. Over to Caleb Drumgoogle. Drumgoole to Kendall Anderson. Kendall with it on the right wing. And tried to hand it off there to Fred Cleveland, but it ends up out of bounds. But that's really always interesting when pretty common in high school basketball to have siblings on the same team. And here on this Leo team, you have Caleb Drumgoole, Kevin Drumgoole, as well as Kendall Anderson, Deshaun Anderson. As now the Chargers with the ball underneath, and a short jumper was long there by Jordan Boyd. A rebound eventually goes to Leo, and then a reach-in foul against the Chargers. And that's the second foul there on Chance Aldridge, and he'll have to head to the bench with 5:58 to play in the second quarter. 21-14, Leo in the lead over St. Joseph. As Fred Cleveland will bring it over half court for the Lions. Over to Caleb Drumgoole. Drumgoole with it in the corner, and it's deflected and stolen away by the Chargers. In transition, John Robinson off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around out of bounds. Where's it going to go? They haven't decided. Will stay with the Chargers. As John Robinson has entered into the game for Chance Aldridge with those two fouls. Now checking back in for the Lions is Jaden Williams. He'll come on for Caleb Drumgoole. Robinson inbounds it to Jalen Boyd. Boyd with it on the left wing. Long jumper is good. Feet were just inside the three-point line. 21-16, back to a 5-point game now. Leo has led by as many as 9 in this one. Fred Cleveland with it. Cleveland on the right wing, now trying to drive. Baseline, stolen away by the Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad pushing it up the left side. Stops for a 2-point jumper. No good. Rebound to the Lions. Ahmad may want that one back. Tried to take the jumper there in transition. As now it's Malcolm Bell with it for the Lions. Working around the three-point arc to Kevin Drumgoole. Back out top of the key, now in the right corner with Jaden Williams. Jaden over to Kevin Drumgoole for three. No good. He gets his own rebound as that was a long one. Now Fred Cleveland with a baseline jumper. Hit the top of the backboard. Rebound eventually to St. Joseph. And now Ahmad Muhammad will bring it up the floor for the Chargers. They're trailing by 5. Here's Jafari Brown in the right corner. Back to Muhammad right wing. Gives it to Jalen Boyd on the left side. Up and under, no good. Rebound to Leo. Now the Lions moving quickly with it the other way. Malcolm Bell stops and now passes it over to the other side of the court. And that jumper rolled around the cylinder. Rebound to Leo. Another offensive rebound. A third offensive rebound. And a fourth one after a block. And Leo still has the basketball. 5 opportunities on this possession. And then Fred Cleveland was fouled as he went up. And boy, Coach Pingator will not be happy with that sequence as Leo had 5 chances there offensively. 5 offensive rebounds there on that possession. 3:52 to play second quarter. Leo leading by 5. Fred Cleveland at the line for 2 shots. First one is good to make it 22-16. Couple of subs coming in for Leo. Deshaun Anderson will come back. He's the big man for the Lions. As well as Miles Thomas back into the ball game. Second free throw, no good, and then a foul over the back on Deshaun Anderson. That is his second. And that's big. He'll have to check right back out, you would assume, with 3:51 to play here in the second quarter. 5th foul as a team on Leo. Chargers currently have 3. Just about 3:45 left to play first half. Chargers trailing by 6, 22-16. Here's Ahmad Muhammad looking for a pass down low, almost stolen away, and now a jump ball. Possession arrow points the way of the Chargers, so they'll keep it underneath the Leo basket. Keyshawn Douglas checks back in for Leo as Deshaun Anderson heads to the bench for the Lions. Robinson inbounds from the baseline into Jalen Boyd. Now it's Jordan Boyd. Nice little shot fake and then a drive. Kind of unbalanced shot there with the left hand, but he got it to go to make it a 4-point game. So despite some sloppy play, the Chargers right in this one, but then a reach-in foul called on Jafari Brown. That's his first foul, fourth as a team for the Chargers. As the Lions inbound in the backcourt, they lead by 4. Cleveland will bring it over the midcourt stripe, looking to go all the way to the bucket, and he does just that. Fell to the floor hard, but gets back up near the cheerleaders here at St. Joseph. Chargers looking to take advantage the other way. Here's Jordan Boyd. Dish out to Jalen. Now Jafari Brown, left wing three. Nothing but net. 24-21, 3-point game as Jafari hits the three. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. 3-point lead for the Lions. Fred Cleveland with it. On the right wing, Cleveland now working around to the other side. He falls to the ground as he took a little bit of contact there from Jordan Boyd, but it was enough to take him to the floor, and it's a foul. 5th as a team on St. Joseph. As Leo will inbound it here. Malcolm Bell with it near half court. Bell on the left wing. He'll pop a three. No good. Rebound. Mishandled by Leo. John Robinson comes away with it for the Chargers. Now up to Ahmad Muhammad. Long 2-point jumper from him. No good off back iron. Rebound to Leo. Full court pass. And Malcolm Bell is fouled as he went up there. As that's a second foul there on Ahmad Muhammad. So now the foul is starting to become a little bit of an issue. 6-team foul on St. Joseph as Bell will go to the line for 2 shots. First free throw from Bell. That's no good. 2:14 to play, second quarter. Leo leading at 24-21 over St. Joseph. And Leo has just 3 points in this quarter, though, as the second free throw is no good, so the Chargers will take it. As John Robinson brings it up the floor. Now on the baseline to Jalen Boyd. Back to Ahmad Muhammad, trying to go with a little right-hand lay-in, no good. It's been a bit of a cold start tonight for Ahmad Muhammad. Now Fred Cleveland with it. Top of the key, John Robinson defending him. Robinson just a sophomore. Backup point guard for the Chargers. Chance Aldridge on the bench with 2 fouls. Now Cleveland had a mismatch with Jalen Boyd, and then the ball was nearly stolen away, but Leo keeps it. 1:40 to play in the half. They go down low, Kendall Anderson, and he goes up and puts it in with his right hand. 26-21 Lions. 1:30 to play in the second quarter. Robinson on the right wing. Into Jalen Boyd. Now Jordan Boyd was cutting down the lane, but he couldn't hit. Now Malcolm Bell the other way with it for Leo. And they're having trouble holding on to the basketball. Who's going to come away with this one? Eventually, St. Joseph had it, but Ahmad Muhammad was laying partially out of bounds. Looks like his elbow may have been touching the end line there, so the ball will go to Leo. As now we see Zarel Mason enter the game for St. Joseph. Fred Cleveland for 3. No good. Rebound mishandled, and Leo has it again. Fred Cleveland for 3 from the right wing. No good. Another offensive rebound for the Lions, and this time it's up and in. As Jafari Brown tried to interfere with the basket there, it didn't matter. That one was going down. They do call it basket interference. Those 2 points will count. A little bit of a discussion with the officials and head coach Sean Frisson of Leo. Now, wait a minute. They did call a personal foul on that play as well on Kendall Anderson. The 2 points still count. 28-21 Leo. just under 50 seconds to play in the half. Chargers trailing by 7 again. So here's Jalen Boyd. Mid-range jumper is good. 5-point lead again for Leo. 30 seconds to play in the half. You would think they will hold for the last shot of this half with the 5-point lead. As here's Fred Cleveland near half court. John Robinson defending him. Cleveland will take his time here. Trying to fake out Robinson. Now 10 seconds left in the half. Cleveland still with the basketball. He lost it for a moment, and they say it's St. Joseph ball with 6 seconds to play. Now the Chargers do have to inbound from the backcourt here with 6 seconds. And a little bit of action away from the ball there involving Jaden Williams and Jafari Brown. Whistle did blow, but nothing called. 6 seconds left in the half. Chargers inbounded to Robinson. Robinson brings it over half court, and he lost the ball. Chance for a half-court shot, but it was after the buzzer. So at the end of the first half, the Leo Lions lead the St. Joseph Chargers 28-23. A bit of a sloppy first half, really, for both teams. For St. Joseph, a couple of things they got to clean up. The turnovers especially when going against that full-court press. And then the rebounding has to be better in the second half. Way too many offensive rebounds for the Leo Lions as they had second-chance opportunity after second-chance opportunity because they are not shooting the ball very well in this first half. But they've just been given a lot of second chances, and in that case, they've been able to convert. And in other cases, when they get the easy 2 points based on a turnover, that's making things a little bit smoother for them offensively. But Chargers playing better on defense in terms of just guarding the basketball. The question is, can they rebound better in the second half as they head to the locker room trailing by 5 points? A little bit of a score update from another Chicago Catholic League game. DePaul Prep leading St. Lawrence 52-45 after 3 quarters. A little bit lower scoring for St. Lawrence tonight, a team that's averaging over 80 points per game on the season. So they didn't just do that against St. Joseph. They had been really doing that against everybody, but DePaul Prep has been able to limit them a bit more tonight. For the Chargers so far in that first half, Jalen Boyd really has been the strongest player for St. Joe's. Been able to get some shots to fall there in that first half. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. We will come back at about 8:20, and we will have some stats for you on the first half. Welcome back here to St. Joseph High School in Westchester. Halftime here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Thank you to everyone out there joining us tonight. St. Joseph alumni, fans, family members, or anybody out there just a fan of high school basketball, or any Leo fans that are also out there tonight listening to us on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Right now, the Leo Lions with a 28-23 lead over the St. Joseph Chargers at halftime. A little bit of a sloppy first half for the Chargers. Had 7 turnovers in that first quarter, really costly, but defensively doing a nice job of limiting some of the better players on this Leo squad. Fred Cleveland had just 5 points in the first half. Remember, he had 32 against St. Rita earlier in the week. And they held him scoreless in the first quarter. Deshaun Anderson had 8 points in the first quarter. He's the big man listed at 6'8" for Leo. But no points in the second quarter for Deshaun Anderson. He also racked up 2 fouls. So foul trouble could be a bit of a story for him in this second half of the ball game. Also doing some damage for Leo was Malcolm Bell. 6 points in that first half for the 6'5" senior, one of the few seniors on this Leo team, a young team. So that's something that St. Joseph should be able to lean on, their experience with 5 senior starters going against a younger team here in Leo. Can they come through at home trailing by 5 at halftime? Stats for St. Joseph, leading scorer is Jalen Boyd with 10 points. Jafari Brown has 5. Jordan Boyd with 4. Ahmad Muhammad with 2. And Chance Aldridge also with 2 points for the Chargers. Can St. Joseph get Jafari Brown and Ahmad Muhammad going in the second half? Brown came in averaging nearly 20 points per game, and Ahmad Muhammad averaging over 11, just 2 in that first half. Leo will start with the ball here in the third quarter. Again, they lead by 5 points as Coach Gene Pingatore has his team huddled. It is the 5 starters out there on the floor for St. Joseph, so Chance Aldridge back in there with those 2 fouls. Has to be careful. Foul trouble cost him against St. Lawrence. Had to sit on the bench for a good amount of that game. Leo will inbound it with Malcolm Bell. Fred Cleveland, the point guard on the floor, along with Miles Thomas, Deshaun Anderson, and Jaden Williams. That was the starting 5 for Leo, and they'll go back to it to start the second half as well. Here's Miles Thomas with it on the left wing, trying to go top of the key, nearly stolen away, and the Chargers have it with Jafari Brown. Jafari bringing it up the right side. The lay-in is good. So a quick steal and 2 points for St. Joseph to start the second half, 28-25. Chargers cut it to 3. Fred Cleveland with it now. Over to Malcolm Bell, right wing, guarded by Jafari Brown. Top of the key to Jaden Williams now, and a foul off the ball called on Jafari Brown. That's the second on Jafari. First team foul against the Chargers here in the second half. Leo with the inbound to Cleveland. It was tipped out of bounds by Chance Aldridge. The Lions will keep it. Bell will inbound from the sideline right near the Leo bench. On the opposite side of us here on the stage at St. Joseph, as now it's Deshaun Anderson on the right wing, facing some tight defense and nearly stolen away by St. Joseph, and a travel there by Jafari Brown as he might have got a little bit ahead of himself. Thought he had the steal and took an extra step there, so it'll stay with Leo. We'll just redo the inbounds from the same spot. Lions get it into Cleveland. Fred Cleveland, point guard, has been held relatively in check so far tonight. Tries to dish off a pass down low, and it was deflected high out of bounds, but the Lions were able to save it. Now Malcolm Bell on the right wing, driving cross court, and then a reach-in foul against the Chargers. That foul is on Jalen Boyd, his first, second on the Chargers. So St. Joseph with 2 fouls in the first minute of the second half. Now Fred Cleveland with a long 2. That one's short. Rebound, and Jafari Brown wide open in transition. He goes up, and they say he walked with it. took an extra step there. And Coach Pingator gave him the look. He was trying to go with the finger roll there. Should have maybe just gone with the easy land off the backboard. Ends up being a travel. It'll go back to Leo. And an illegal screen. That's on Deshaun Anderson. His third foul. He will have to go to the bench here with 6:40 to play in the third quarter. Remember, Anderson, 6'8", had 8 points in the first half. He's staying on the floor for now. Another sub came on for Leo, and it's Kendall Anderson. Chance Aldridge brings it over the midcourt stripe for the Chargers. Now it's Ahmad Muhammad with it. Aldridge on the left wing. Now it's Jafari Brown going up, and he's fouled. As he was on the right side underneath the basket, he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. That's the second foul on Kendall Anderson. Second team foul on Leo. First free throw from Jafari is no good. Jafari is 2 of 2, well now 2 of 3 from the line tonight after missing that first one. Second free throw is good. It's a 2-point ball game. 28-26, 6:24 to play, third quarter. As Fred Cleveland slowly marches it up the floor for the Lions. Cleveland with Chance Aldridge playing tightly on him. Over to the left side now. He'll try to drive the lane, pulls up, and had it kind of blocked and stolen away by St. Joseph. Aldridge bring up the right side, baseline floater, can't quite get the roll. Rebound to Leo. Kendall Anderson came down with it for the Lions, and he'll dish it off to Cleveland, who will set things up for this Lions offense. Malcolm Bell had some trouble handling a pass near the right wing, but got it back to Cleveland. Now a give and go on the baseline. Short jumper, no good. Chargers moving with the other way. Here's Jafari with the left hand, no good. Put back by Jordan Boyd, rolled all the way around the cylinder, was no good. But then Chance Aldridge had an offensive rebound, tried to pass it back down low, stolen by Leo. They go all the way the other way with it. Their jumper is no good, and they got the offensive rebound, though, so they'll reset things in a chaotic sequence there. Just over 5 minutes played, 28-26 Leo. Here's Kendall Anderson. Nice pass down low to a wide-open Malcolm Bell, who had an easy right-handed lay-in underneath the bucket. 30-26 Leo with 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Chance Aldridge setting up the offense for the Chargers. Pass goes out of bounds. As Leo just scored their first 2 points of this third quarter 3 minutes into the quarter. So they have gone through some stretches where they have just not been able to score, but the Chargers haven't yet been able to take full advantage. Malcolm Bell with it on the left wing. Over to Jaden Williams, now back Cleveland. Kendall Anderson on the right side. Anderson looking for Cleveland, who was cutting towards the baseline. Pass deflected out of bounds by Chance Aldridge. Leo will inbound from underneath their own basket. Here's Kendall Anderson in the right corner. Trying to dish it underneath. Stolen away by St. Joseph. And Leo upset with the call, but the officials saying that St. Joseph will have the ball, as it looked like Jordan Boyd came away with a steal, and then it was somehow tipped out of bounds, but Leo was arguing that Boyd was the last man to touch it, but the Chargers will take it. They trail by 4 with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Here's Jordan Boyd on the baseline, and a travel called on Jalen Boyd before he passed it to him. 30-26, Leo in the lead, and well, Leo has 2 points in the quarter. St. Joseph only has 3 points in the quarter. Two games that are really polar opposites. Last week against St. Lawrence, an 84-81 ball game, and right now we have 30-26 in the third quarter. Leo with that 4-point lead. Red Cleveland. Over to Jaden Williams on the left wing. Nearly stolen by Jalen Boyd. Now they give it over to Durante Giles. We haven't seen Giles yet tonight. Now he'll give it over to Kendale Anderson. Anderson looking for a pass, can't find it. Instead, he'll try to dribble his way out of a mess. Finds himself trapped in the corner, but got it away to Durante Giles. Now back to Cleveland. Chance Aldridge guarding him. Cleveland trying to cross him over and find some space. Foul is called before the shot. Third team foul on St. Joseph. Third foul on Chance Aldridge. So that could be a story here with 3:24 to play third quarter. So Leo will inbound. Underneath their own basket, they lead it by 4 with 3:24 to play in the third quarter. They've led by as many as 9 in this ball game. You have to say both teams not playing their best basketball tonight. I thought the foul was called there on Chance Aldridge, but there's a little bit of a conversation going on right now between the officials and also Leo head coach Sean Frisson. And he's got his book out trying to discuss things, and now everybody's heading to the scorer's table. So both coaches are at the scorer's table. So this discussion may be about how many fouls Chance Aldridge actually has. And they're going to say that is his third foul. And that's the third as a team on St. Joseph. And then a technical was called against Leo. So St. Joseph will have a couple of free throws. And Jalen Boyd will take them. He can't hit the first. As that one rolled all the way around the cylinder before it rimmed out. Second free throw here from Jalen. That one's good. So the technical, 2 free throws, but then Leo was fouled. So at some point, Leo should get the ball, but we have another discussion between the officials here. A lot of confusion here as there was a player for Leo who came onto the floor that was not in the official scorer's book, and that was the reason for the technical foul. St. Joseph will have the ball. Boy, what an interesting sequence that was. A lot of discussion there, and the Chargers have it, even though they were the ones committing the foul. Already scored 1 on the technical. They'll try to get more here, but it's stolen away by Leo. And underneath, Malcolm Bell wide open. Chargers fans wanted to travel, no call. 5-point lead for the Lions now with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. 32-27. And stolen by Bell. Bell will head in for a two-handed slam to make it 34-27. And Gene Pingator will call a timeout with 2:51 to play in the third quarter. Well, you thought coming out of that sequence with the technical foul that St. Joseph would take advantage, but now they find themselves trailing by 7. 2 turnovers lead to 4 points the other way for the Leo Lions. And again, that's been a story of the night. Turnovers for St. Joseph and also the offensive rebounding for Leo, and that's the reason the Chargers find themselves trailing by 7. It's been a struggle for both teams offensively in certain sequences of this game. The Chargers have just 4 points here in the third quarter. And we have played over 5 minutes in the quarter. And Leo has just 6 points in the quarter so far. Chance Aldridge will bring it up the floor for the Chargers. Here's Jafari Brown with it on the left side. Over to Ahmad Muhammad on the right wing. Back to Jafari Brown, left wing three. Got it! Makes it a 4-point game. And if the Chargers can get their leading scorer going, that would really be huge. He's hit a couple of threes tonight. Fans starting to make some noise, get on their feet here at St. Joseph. Some tough defensive pressure here from the Chargers and a steal. And then a foul called against Leo. As Malcolm Bell committed a foul there, Jalen Boyd had stolen the ball away. And then Bell was playing tightly on him, committed a foul. 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Chargers trail by 4, 34-30. Jafari with it. Driving to the basket all the way to the hoop. He got it and the foul. Jafari Brown is taking over this third quarter, already with 8 points in the quarter and going to the line for a ninth. Chargers down by just 2, while Jafari only had 5 points at halftime. But he's looking for already 9 in the quarter. If he can make this free throw, it's good. 1-point game. Jafari Brown now with 14 points, 9 in the quarter. 1-point lead for Leo. Fred Cleveland for 3, no good. Rebound, St. Joe's. Chance to take the lead on this possession. Full court pass to Jalen Boyd. And the Chargers will settle things down as Boyd caught it in the corner. Chance Aldridge, top of the key. Now Jafari fakes the 3. Dishes it back out. Jordan Boyd in the left corner. Now Jafari with it left wing. And he was fouled. That is the 6th team foul against Leo. Well, you could kind of see it in Jafari Brown's eyes that he wanted to take over this quarter, and he has done exactly that. Jordan Boyd within the left corner, now to Chance Aldridge. Aldridge, top of the key, hands it off to Muhammad on the right wing. Muhammad back at the top of the key near midcourt, crossover move. Gives it over to Jafari Brown, left wing. Brown with a crossover, driving, lost it for a moment, put it back up. Rebound tip back out, Jordan Boyd. Baseline jumper is good. Chargers take the lead, 35-34, less than a minute to play in the third quarter. First lead of the ball game for St. Joseph by 1 point. Here's Jaden Williams with it on the left wing for Leo. And now nearly another steal. The Chargers have it with Chance Aldridge. Now it's Muhammad. Up ahead, Jordan Boyd with the lay-in. He's fouled. Goes to the ground hard there as the Chargers have just taken over. And this gym is just absolutely full of life right now, as it's been an 8-0 run for St. Joseph, looking to make it a 10-0 run with Jordan Boyd at the line for 2. First free throw, got the roll. Bounced around both sides of the rim and eventually fell. 36-34 Chargers, 36 seconds to play in the third. Second free throw from Jordan Boyd. Also good. 3-point lead for St. Joe's. Now Fred Cleveland will bring it up the floor for Leo. 30 seconds to play in this third. Kevin Drumgoogle trying to drive baseline. Puts it up and in with the left hand off the glass. 37-36 St. Joe's. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Ahmad Muhammad facing pressure in the backcourt. Now to Chance Aldridge. Aldridge with 10 seconds at midcourt. Makes a little move, driving to the basket. Dish it off for the slam! Two-handed by Jordan Boyd, and boy, will that fill this place with life. 39-36 Chargers to end the third quarter. A 12-2 run to close the third quarter for the St. Joseph Chargers. Jafari Brown scores 9 points in the quarter. And then Jordan Boyd ends the third with an exclamation point A two-handed slam off the baseline to give the Chargers a 3-point lead. Oh, you talk about a momentum swing. Chargers were trailing 34-27. And then a 12-2 run to close out that third. And it's all about forcing those turnovers. Deshaun Anderson also being held in check. No points in the second or third quarter for the big man for Leo. And he's been in some foul trouble as well. So it's a 3-point lead for St. Joe's as we head to the fourth quarter. And that 9 points for Jafari Brown. I said it. It looked like he just had this look in his eye that he wanted to take over the game, and he really did there in that third. And also that slam from Jordan Boyd, that really got this gym going. Loudest moment of the night thus far as it gave St. Joe's a 3-point lead. And the Chargers start this fourth quarter with the ball. They're heading our way towards the stage here at St. Joseph, as Ahmad Muhammad will bring it over the midcourt stripe. Muhammad on the right wing. Muhammad trying to drive, dish it off Jordan Boyd. Jafari Brown fakes the three. Now he'll drive himself. And a foul on the floor. Goes against Leo. It's a 1-and-1 here for Jafari. As that's the 7th foul on Leo. So just the 1-and-1 here for Jafari Brown. First free throw is good. Nothing but net there from Jafari, and he has really heated up in this second half. Keyed that run to give the Chargers the lead. 40-36. Second free throw from Jay Money. Off front iron, no good. Leo will take over. They trail by 4. 7:40 to play, fourth quarter. Malcolm Bell with it on the left wing. Charger student section making some noise. Deflected for a moment by St. Joseph, but Lions resettle things with Cleveland. Cleveland trying to make a crossover move on Aldridge on the right wing. Finds a little bit of space, then dished it off to Jaden Williams. Williams with a little floater. No good. Rebound to Kendall Anderson. Puts it back up. No good. Rebound tipped out, and St. Joseph will control as Chance Aldridge came away with it. Jalen Boyd on the right wing. Lost it. Out of bounds. It will go the way of Leo. Looked to me like it might have been tipped. Chargers are in the bonus right now. 7 fouls on Leo in the second half. Just 3 on the Chargers. So they have been disciplined in that respect. Under 7 minutes to play, fourth quarter, as Leo has the ball. Kendall Anderson with the free throw line. Stolen again by the Chargers. And now Leo has been the team that has been sloppy. Here's Jafari Brown. Dish it off Muhammad for 3. Nothing but net. 43-36 Chargers. They lead by 7 with 6:30 to play in the fourth quarter. Muhammad was wide open and he nailed the 3, but then Cleveland responds with a little lay-in to make it 43-38. Here's Chance Aldridge off to Jalen Boyd. He thought about the 3, decided against it. He'll drive baseline now. Was looking for a reverse lay-in. He lost the ball. He's down on the floor, and Leo's moving the other way with it. Ball was tipped out of bounds by the Chargers. It will stay with Leo, and St. Joe is lucky there that they tipped that ball out of bounds because Jalen Boyd was down on the floor. Jafari Brown was trying to help him up, so it was a 5-on-3. But Leo was not able to come away with any points out of it. Now Malcolm Bell for 3. He hits it. And it's a 2-point game, 43-41. 6 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Ahmad Muhammad to Jafari Brown on the right wing. Jafari to Ahmad Muhammad. Free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound Jordan Boyd. And out of bounds. They'll say it's Leo basketball. As Jordan tried to save that one and pass it off of the foot of a Leo player. But they ruled he had already been out of bounds. So Leo has the ball, 43-41. St. Joseph ahead with 5:40 to play in the ball game, or at least in regulation. We could see overtime tonight. Here's Malcolm Bell on the left wing. In the post, now it's Deshaun Anderson who's back in, but he can't hit from short. It was a little right-handed lay-in, but it was way off the mark. As now the Chargers will take a timeout with 5:21 to play in this game. 43-41 Chargers. St. Joe is in the bonus. Leo is not, as the Chargers have only committed 3 fouls. Meanwhile, Leo has committed 7. But it is still just the 1-1 for the Chargers. Player of the game thus far for St. Joe's, it's been Jafari Brown with 9 points in that third quarter. Big run for the Chargers, put them in the lead. They were trailing 34-27. Since then, it's been 16-7 St. Joe's. Jafari Brown will inbound it from the sidelines. As the Chargers have that 2-point lead. Just over 5 minutes to play in what has been another very exciting ball game just 1 week after the Chargers lost on a last-second three-point jumper. Here's Ahmad Muhammad on the left wing. Now brings it towards center court. Muhammad trying to cross over his man. 5 minutes to play in the game as Muhammad still handling the basketball. Now he'll pass it off to Chance Aldridge on the right wing. Aldridge fakes the handoff. Then it's Jafari Brown, left wing three, no good. Rebound to Jordan Boyd. He tips it out to his brother Jalen, and the Chargers will reset things with 4:40 to play in the game. Muhammad driving, now baseline pass Jalen Boyd. No good there as he had it partially blocked. And Leo will take over with 4:30 to play. Looking to tie or take the lead are the Lions. They trail 43-41. Malcolm Bell with it. Now Kendall Anderson near the free throw line to Deshaun Anderson trying to post up his man. And a foul called on Jordan Boyd. Just the 4th team foul on St. Joe's. Here's Malcolm Bell for 3. That's good, and Leo takes the lead, 44-43. The Chargers had pushed the lead up to 5, 43-38, but now it's been a 6-0 run for Leo. 4 minutes to play. Chargers trail by 1. Muhammad with it at the top of the key. Now the left wing. Aldridge with it. Left corner now down low. Jordan Boyd. The pass to Jafari, and he's fouled on the floor. And that foul was called against Deshaun Anderson. That's his 4th foul. Big story there for Leo. 8th team foul. It'll be 2 free throws for Jafari Brown as they say he was in the act of shooting, and he gets the first one to fall. Tying the game at 44 with 3:52 to play. Second free throw for Jafari. High arcing shot is good. Nothing but net there for the senior. Fred Cleveland will bring it up the floor as Leo trails by 1. Cleveland on the right wing. Facing a double team. Cross court pass to Kendall Anderson. Now Malcolm Bell, left wing 3 off back iron. Chance Aldridge rises up for the rebound and is fouled. Well, I mentioned in the pregame, when you have a point guard who can pick up some key rebounds for you. That is a huge advantage. And right there, Chance Aldridge with a clutch rebound and then a foul on the floor. It'll be a 1-and-1 as that was the 9th team foul on Leo. Next foul will have St. Joe in the double bonus. Chargers lead it by 1 with 3:32 to play. As Kevin Drumgoogle comes back onto the floor for Leo. As Aldridge's first free throw is no good. 45-44. St. Joe ahead with 3:30 to play in the ballgame. Here's Deshaun Anderson on the outside. It's stolen by Chance Aldridge. Aldridge will try to hand it off to Jordan Boyd. It was tipped, but then back to Chance Aldridge. And he hits the little lay-in from underneath to make it 47-44. Chargers lead with just over 3 minutes to play. And a travel. Travel called on Fred Cleveland. He thought he was fouled, but it looked to me like he did indeed take a walk there. And a timeout is called with 3:03 to play. St. Joe's leading at 47-44 over Leo. And some really clutch plays by Chance Aldridge in these last couple of sequences, coming away with the steal there. And then the lay-in from underneath to give the Chargers the 3-point lead. Update on another score in the Chicago Catholic League. DePaul Prep defeated St. Lawrence by 13 points. A final there from DePaul Prep. St. Lawrence is given their first loss of the season, as the Chargers are looking to get back in the win column tonight after their first loss last week at St. Lawrence. They're back home now, and you can bet this home atmosphere has given the Chargers some help tonight, especially in that third quarter. St. Joe needed a run. Crowd helped them get on that run when they were trailing 34-27. As the Chargers will have to inbound from the baseline against a full court press, looking to spread the floor and get a lay-in here. They can break that press well, as Chance Aldridge facing a double team. Pass is stolen. Malcolm Bell now to Fred Cleveland. Cleveland on the left wing beyond the three-point arc. Under 3 minutes to play. Cleveland brought it back to the half-court circle. Trying to drive against Chance Aldridge. Now gives it over to Bell on the left wing beyond the three-point arc. Now Jaden Williams in the left corner. Back to Bell. 2:30 to play. Some clapping going on for this Chargers defense. Trying to get a stop here as they lead by 3. Cleveland will pop a 3. No good. Rebound being battled for, and eventually Jordan Boyd comes away with it, trying to go to Jafari Brown. He has it with the lay-in. It's good. Fast break bucket from Jafari Brown puts the Chargers back up by 5, 49-44. 2:10 to play in this one. Deshaun Anderson wide open underneath. Jordan Boyd tried to come with some defense at the end, but it was too late. 49-46. Now Ahmad Muhammad bringing it up the floor. Short jumper is good. 51-46. 1:50 to play. Chargers with the 5-point lead. Fred Cleveland now. Dished it off to Anderson. Right-handed lay-in is good. 51-48. Just over 1:30 to play. Chance Aldridge with it. Aldridge looking for some help, trying to get a pass. Was he fouled? Sean Frisson, the head coach for Leo, wanted an over and back, but a foul was called. A reach-in foul, and that is the 10th on Leo, so St. Joe's in the double bonus. It'll be 2 free throws here for Chance Aldridge. Aldridge was not able to hit his last time at the line, missed the front end of a 1-and-1. He'll have 2 this time, though. First free throw. No good. Well, coming into the night, Aldridge was shooting 71% from the line, but he's missed his last two. Second free throw for Chance. This one is good. Gives the Chargers a 4-point lead, 52-48, 1:25 to play here. Fred Cleveland beyond the three-point line, the point guard for Leo, trying to get a screen from Anderson. And that pass goes through the legs of Kendall Anderson out of bounds to St. Joseph. And timeout Leo as they trail by 4, 1:16 to play, and the Chargers will have the ball. So Leo is going to rely on that full court press to force turnovers again. But the Chargers have been much better at taking care of the basketball in this second half, and that's the reason they have a 52-48 lead. And the Chargers were trailing for much of this ball game. And it got to the point where it was 34-27 Leo. But then the Chargers went on quite the run. In fact, it was a 12-2 run that closed out the third quarter. That made it 39-34, or rather 39-36. And now the Chargers with the 52-48 lead over Leo. .116 to go. Again, St. Joe with the basketball. Ahmad Muhammad will inbound from underneath the Chargers basket. Gets it into Jafari Brown. Jafari facing some pressure, but he finds Chance Aldridge. Now back Muhammad. He'll take it back out. Chargers looking to settle things down, and a foul. They call an offensive foul there against Ahmad Muhammad. They're saying he was using those elbows there. Boy. Well, looked to me like that contact may have been initiated by the defense of Leo. But the Lions will have the ball with 1:05 to play. 52-48 Chargers. We're now under a minute. Deshaun Anderson with it for the Lions. Looking for a pass to Cleveland. Can't find it. Chance Aldridge defending him well. Now Cleveland will drive. He is fouled. Blocking foul there on Ahmad Muhammad. And I believe that is his fourth. Indeed, the fourth foul on Ahmad Muhammad with 50 seconds to play. Fred Cleveland at the line for Leo. He'll have two shots. First free throw from Cleveland is good. Nothing but net there. And these are the free throws that are extremely difficult to make when you've played almost an entire ball game. Now trailing by 3. Second free throw, also good from Cleveland. He's got ice in his veins right now. 2-point lead for St. Joe's. 52-50. Just under 50 seconds left in this one. And Jafari Brown was fouled just after he brought the ball over half court. And it's a good thing the foul was called because he had lost the ball just after the reach-in. 44 seconds and Jafari Brown at the line. First free throw, nothing but net. Love to see that in these kind of moments from the senior Jafari Brown. 3-point lead for the Chargers now. Jafari's second free throw is good. Got the roll there. 54-50 Chargers, 40 seconds to play. Fred Cleveland brings it over the midcourt stripe, now on the left wing. Nearly stolen away, but it's to Kendall Anderson, and he's fouled as he put up a shot on the baseline. Looked to me like the foul was on Jalen Boyd. It is indeed a blocking foul on Jalen. So it'll be two shots for Kendall Anderson with 34 seconds to play. First shot from Kendall. No good. As now Miles Thomas will check back in for Leo. Second free throw from Kendall Anderson, the sophomore. That one is good. So it's still a one-possession game at 54-51, 34 seconds to play. St. Joe's with the ball. Chargers get it into Jafari Brown, now to Chance Aldridge. Now a wide-open Jalen Boyd, chases it down in the corner. Facing a double team, cross-court pass to Jafari. 20 seconds left now. Chance Aldridge with it. Leo has to foul at some point. They haven't fouled yet. Jafari Brown with it at midcourt, and he nearly lost the ball into the backcourt. Ahmad Muhammad has it now with 12 seconds left. Leo, it's a jump ball. And the possession arrow is pointing the way of Leo. Boy, things getting a little heated here as the officials talking to both benches, telling them to stay in their area. As Leo calls a timeout with 9 seconds, it will be their ball, and they trail by 3 with 9 seconds to play. Boy, I'm 2 games into my career here announcing St. Joseph basketball, and I think I might have a heart attack by the third one. As both of these last 2 games for the Chargers have been absolute thrillers. As St. Joe's leads by 3 with 9 seconds to play. Leo will have the ball, and they will have it in the front court as they called timeout off of the jump ball. You had both coaching staffs on the floor there for a moment. And the atmosphere in this gym tonight has been outstanding. Fans of both teams on their feet right now with just the 9 seconds to play in this one and a 3-point lead for the St. Joseph Chargers over the Leo Lions. Yeah, it's games like these why you love high school basketball. Coming down to that final minute. Now, with the 9 seconds, you would think St. Joseph may foul, but Coach Pingatore may also trust his defense here and allow them to take a contested 3. We'll find out. 9 seconds. Inbound from Bell into Deshaun Anderson with 8 seconds. He dished it out to Cleveland. And wait a minute. What is the call here? As Cleveland hit a 3-pointer, but there was a foul on the floor before the shot? Wow. I mean, Cleveland put up one of the most ridiculous shots I've ever seen. It went in, but the whistle had blown. So now Cleveland will go to the line for a 1-and-1 with 4 seconds. And with 4 seconds left, he's going to have to try to make the first one and then miss the second for Leo to have any chance. Chargers fans making plenty of noise here at St. Joseph. First free throw for Cleveland on the 1-and-1 is good. 54-52, 4 seconds to play. Everyone here trying to catch their breath. Another exhilarating ball game here for the St. Joseph Chargers. They have a 2-point lead, 4 seconds left. Second free throw here for Cleveland. He may try to miss it on purpose with 4 seconds to play. Here is his second one, and it's good. 54-53. Leo calls a timeout. So the Chargers have the 1-point lead, and they'll have to inbound it from underneath their basket. So perhaps the thinking from Leo head coach Sean Frisson is he's hoping his team can get a steal here and then a quick score to win the game. In the Chargers' case, if they're able to simply inbound it, the game may be over. So it comes down to one inbounds play for the St. Joseph Chargers here in Westchester. If you're just joining us tonight, you've missed a great ball game so far. St. Joe's trailed for most of it. by as many as 9. They went on a big run in the third quarter to take a lead, and the Chargers had the lead as high as 5 points. But right now it's just a 1-point ball game, 54-53, 4 seconds left in this one. And if you remember, a pretty big moment, a technical foul going against Leo when they had a player who was not in the official scorebook. So here we go, folks. St. Joe will try to inbound it with 4 seconds left. And a foul called off the ball. So the Chargers will go to the line for 2 free throws as they're in the double bonus. Foul was called on Jaden Williams. That's his 3rd foul. And Jafari Brown will be the man at the line for the Chargers with just the 4 seconds to play. And Leo called another timeout, a 30-second timeout with 4 seconds remaining. Jafari Brown will go to the line, 54-53. Just 4 seconds left, and Jafari Brown has been the man in this second half. He has 16 points in the second half. Thanks to our statistician here, Mark Sassetti, for helping me out. The president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association. He's been a huge help with getting these broadcasts going here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Chargers lead by 1. Jafari Brown at the line. He will have 2 free throws as St. Joe's is in the double bonus. St. Joe's will leave everyone back to play defense. So they have no one there looking to rebound these free throws. First one from Jafari is good. 55-53. And he is 6 for 7 at the line in just the 4th quarter. Second free throw. No good. Chance for Leo. Full court pass. Deshaun Anderson for 3 in the win. No good. Chargers win. 55-53. In an incredible basketball game, Jafari Brown was 17 points in the second half, and the Chargers escape by the skin of their teeth, 55-53. They had to come back from a sloppy first half. They had 7 turnovers in that first quarter. They trailed by 5 at the end of the first half. But in the second half, they went on a run when they were trailing 34-27, got the lead as high as 5. Leo clawed their way back. But the final score, St. Joseph holds on 55-53. And they improve their record to 6-1 on the season, and that is win number 1,009 for head coach Gene Pingatore. And boy, I'm sure he'll remember this one, and I'm sure Jafari Brown will remember this one. A great game for him as he comes through in the clutch to come away with the win. And I can see Coach Pingatore walking off the court with a big smile on his face, and he absolutely should have won after the comeback by his team tonight to come away with a victory in a Chicago Catholic League crossover game over Leo. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us tonight here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. We'd like to thank Brian Snow, the president, CEO of Arena Sportsnet, Mark Sassetti, the president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association. Our next broadcast will be the Chargers away game at De La Salle Friday night at 7 p.m. We will come on at 6:45 on Friday, December 22nd, as I will be out of town next week. The Chargers will have games against Evanston and St. Ignatius, but we will be back for the De La Salle game on the 22nd. Once again, your final score here, the St. Joseph Chargers 55 and the Leo Lions 53 in what was an incredible game. Thank you for joining us. For everybody here at Arena Sportsnet Chicago, I'm Connor Klingon saying so long from St. Joseph High School, where once again a 55-53 victory for the St. Joseph Chargers over the Leo Lions.